One of the worst mistakes you can make as a series writer is to fall in love with your character. There are numerous examples of series that start out where the main character is a plausible, authentic, well-rounded person and stays that way for book after book. And then suddenly, mystically, they become more and more perfect, better and better at certain things, just a god amongst men sometimes. It happened with Hannibal Lecter. Remember him? Okay, he was a cannibal and a psychopath, but that's the conceit of the book, so we get past that and we see that other than that, he is an extremely normal person. He's a middle-class doctor from a small provincial city, a really well-drawn character indeed, quite apart from the fascination of his predilection for eating liver with fava beans and a nice Chianti. But then, 9 years later, when the next Hannibal Lecter book came out, somehow, in those intervening years, Lecter has changed into, he's the best at everything. He's the world's greatest wine expert, all of a sudden. He speaks Renaissance Italian better than the Italian scholars speak it. He's a psychiatrist, which means he has an MD degree from possibly 20 years earlier. But in this new book, he's performing brain surgery on live patients. In other words, the author fell in love with the character. All perspective was lost. All critical distance was lost. And the character comes out cartoonish. So that is super important. Maintain that critical distance between yourself and your character. What I always say is, I aim to like Reacher just a little bit less than you like him. That's what keeps him honest. That's what keeps him real. I stay critical of him. And sometimes I even put that in passages in the books. In other words, other people's third-party view of him, just to make sure that we're all understanding. I'm not in love with this guy. I'm critical of him. I can criticize him. I can describe bad things about him as well as the good things. And I am never going to fall in love with him. And I suggest you don't either. Keep that critical distance. Keep your character at arm's length. Don't let him take over your brain, and don't start making excuses for him.